Whoosh! What's up, guys? Jordan here, July 11th, and I'm switching up the setup in this video today because I want to find something that's more comfortable and more efficient for me. You see, what I want to start doing is putting out multiple videos a day that are a little bit shorter. Because these videos I do that are 20 to 30 minutes long with 15 to 20 different articles that I go through in them, they're very tough to do, but it's also very tough to stay on one particular topic and really get everything out about that one topic. So I want to streamline the process. I want to make these videos easier for me to do so I can do multiple a day. I want to stay more on one topic in my videos to get out more information with. And yeah, just want to streamline this whole thing. So let me know what you guys think of this. I also want to get my desk in here. That might make things easier. As you guys can see, I'm rolling with the ghetto card tables right now. So I just want to find something that looks good, feels good. You guys can let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. And that's that. So now getting into the business of the day. First things first, happy belated birthday to Nikola Tesla. July 10th, yesterday, was Nikola Tesla's birthday. He was born in 1856. So if he was still alive, which if he wasn't so vilified and suppressed, I wouldn't doubt if he would have still been alive, he would have been 162 years old. So while Nikola Tesla has passed away, his ideas, his concepts, and his sciences, of course, live on. And if we had his sciences given to us on a mainstream level, if they weren't so suppressed, the ideas of free energy, zero-point physics, anti-gravity, and whatnot, we would have a completely new paradigm. Just imagine to yourself if the Rothschild bloodline had been replaced by the Tesla bloodline in the 20th century. World of difference, truly. So anyway, happy birthday and rest in peace to Nikola Tesla. We're going to change this world with the sciences that you are bringing us, good sir. So there's that. And then also, I want to start doing a new bit that I'm just going to call Meme of the Day. And I want to do this because I come across so many memes that just make me laugh, and I want to start sharing them on YouTube. So today's Meme of the Day comes by way of Liz Crokin. Shout out to Liz Crokin. I saw this on her Twitter, which was what I'm going to reference here. And this meme she posted yesterday, it says TFW, which means that face when you find out there are 12 boys trapped all alone in a cave in Thailand. Somebody went and photoshopped John Podesta's face on a diver. Just facepalm. Oh my God, when I saw this, I just about died from laughter. I couldn't help but repost it on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I offended probably a good third of the people that saw this meme on Facebook, called it reprehensible, and just called me an awful human being for posting it. But hey, it made me laugh, and it's all just humor. It's all just good humor. This is all just a big cosmic joke that we're living in. And if you can't laugh at some of the deepest, darkest subjects out there, why? Just why is it triggering you? What within you is causing you to get offended? Look at that before you get angry at somebody else for offending you. That's all I have to say. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and plug Liz Crokin's Twitter down below if you want to go save that meme or just find what else she posts. She posts a lot of great stuff in regards to human trafficking and elite pedophilia. But anyway, let's get into the news that I want to discuss. And again, there's like 15 freaking articles I'm going to go through, so I'm going to talk really, really fast. But hopefully this will be one of the last videos I do that has just so many different things. I'm going to keep them very topical in the future so I can get more thoughts out on the particular subjects. But the first subject we're going to roll through is basically Donald Trump's blasting of Big Pharma and support of American farmers. So we're going to talk about some news stories coming out about Big Pharma and about U.S. farmers. So first, Trump took to Twitter a couple days ago and was putting Pfizer and Big Pharma on blast for raising drug prices so much. So there's that. And then Trump also took to Twitter this morning to voice his support for American farmers and talking about the trade barriers and tariffs that really stifle American farmers from making more and producing more. So Trump putting Big Pharma and Big Ag basically on blast. Well, let's talk about some news stories coming out about Big Pharma and U.S. farmers. So first, we have the HIV vaccine. I've seen this going around where apparently there was some, quote, promising results in human trials. Business Insider says here, scientists have made an important leap towards creating an HIV vaccine. So there's all this news going around about, oh, an HIV vaccine being created as if we're going to get some magic potion in a vial that you can inject right into yourself that's going to cure you and protect you of HIV and AIDS. I hope you can tell my sarcasm with that. The reason I have sarcasm is because all of this vaccine science is bullshit. It's tobacco science. Not only is vaccine science bullshit, vaccines don't protect you no matter what disease it is. We're going to talk measles in a second here, but no matter whether it's measles or chickenpox or polio, whatever the case is, they don't actually protect you or offer true immunity. Understand that. And then let's talk about HIV for a second here. So not even the HIV vaccine itself, but just HIV in general, right? The mainstream science lore tells us that HIV comes from a monkey somewhere in Africa or something like that, right? Well, if you actually look down into it, HIV and AIDS could very well have been, and I believe this to be the case, man-made diseases, and in fact, bioengineered warfare agents. I'm going to link this video down below of a man named Donald Scott, who used to be the editor of a Journal of Degenerative Diseases and the co-founder of the Common Cause Medical Research Foundation. He reveals the true and hidden story of what's called weaponized mycoplasma. Do some research into mycoplasma. You can look at Donald Scott's videos on it. This video is a great one called The Crime Beyond Belief. You can also look into a doctor named Dr. Garth Nicholson. He talks about weaponized mycoplasmas and how these are literally found in vaccines. These are very dangerous bioengineered warfare agents that are very parasitic. And they weaken us. They definitely weaken us. And in fact, the creation of AIDS was done by the government and privatized corporations. AIDS, it's been said, is actually a mycoplasma. And it makes all the sense in the world when you start connecting the dots there. So let's back up a sec. HIV vaccine. What is this? Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, create the disease. Solution, the elite offer a vaccine for the disease they created, and then boom, they get to inject basically whatever they want into you, heavy metals, whatever else in those vaccines. And how easy is it, guys? So again, don't go anywhere near this HIV vaccine. Look up mycoplasmas, look up bioengineered warfare agents, and how many of these diseases that we see in the mainstream media, Ebola, Zika, AIDS, bird flu, swine flu, could very well have been engineered. And now let's talk about measles. So like I said, vaccines, bullshit, and we're getting a whole new push in the mainstream media with the measles epidemic. So there's a lot of breakouts going on, not only around the country in the Northwest here. You can see a couple of these news stories highlighting it. Clark County, Snohomish County, and whatnot. I think in the Multnomah County area in Oregon as well is having an outbreak of measles, but even around the world. So I think the mainstream media is trying to highlight, here we go, measles outbreak threatens remote Amazon tribe, Ukraine measles. It's as if all across the board, they're trying to push this measles idea into us. And of course, on the mainstream level, people are going to get scared. They're going to go, oh, you got to get your shots. You got to get your shots. Well, folks, again, the reason we're having these outbreaks is because of the vaccines. In most of these outbreaks, if not all the outbreaks, 95% plus of people that contract these outbreaks or diseases in these outbreaks have had their vaccines. So vaccines, again, don't help our immune system. They actually harm it greatly, and they don't protect you, guys. A healthy diet, healthy supplementation, living a healthy lifestyle protects you far more than vaccines do, because vaccines don't protect you. So there's that. And now let's move on into talking about farmers and big agriculture. So here is a landmark lawsuit against Monsanto that's going on right now. This article from 2 days ago. Monsanto, quote, bullied scientists and hid weed killer cancer risk, lawyer tells court. So there is an ill California man who contracted cancer, and it was quite obvious that he contracted cancer from Monsanto's Roundup. Thousands have made similar legal claims across the U.S. So this is really big news, guys. Monsanto is finally being taken to court, and hopefully will be losing in court because their glyphosate-based products are bullshit. They claim to not cause cancer, but of course they do, and all their products are awful. So what I would really like Trump to do to protect American farmers, the real way to protect American farmers, is to put Monsanto, put Syngenta, put these big ag corporations on blast. You know, the trade tariffs, yeah, getting rid of those would help, but we really have to get rid of Monsanto, case in point, and GMOs, because these poisons that these farmers are spraying, they are giving them cancer. They're completely destroying them, killing them. And not only that, but Monsanto is making it just hugely tough for these farmers to make any sort of money, raising the price up on their seeds, patenting the seeds. The farmers can't keep any of the seeds. They literally have to rebuy them every single year. This is how we protect American farmers, getting rid of Monsanto. So now, before we move on into the rest of what I want to talk about in this video, we're going to talk about Seth Rich and some Q stuff and whatnot. I just want to give a shout out to a sponsor of this channel in Noble Gold Investments. So if you want to invest your money in something that's a lot safer and it's going to give you more of a return than stocks, look into investing in precious metals and gold and silver. And if you have no idea where to get started in that, call Noble Gold Investments, because they can help you with that, and they can actually help you invest your IRA in gold and silver as well, so you can do it tax-free. So call them up, start investing your money in gold and silver. There'll be a free ebook in the description of this video where you can read more and get familiar with the company as well. Great family-run company out of Texas. That is noblegoldinvestments.com. So now let's talk about Seth Rich. So a couple days ago, it was noted, and I was really waiting for these. I didn't want to say anything beforehand until we actually saw what the turnout was going to be. But the Gateway Pundit, first reporting on this a few days ago, witness prepared to identify 2 killers of Seth Rich. So that press conference did happened yesterday. And check this out. So Gateway Pundit, again, reports on it. They're saying that activists sully second anniversary of Seth Rich murder with a batshit crazy press conference. So it's pretty much a fail of a press conference. The Gateway Pundit somewhat reports on it here. And then rightwingwatch.org. Now, they are a pretty bullshit organization, but I'm just going to talk about what they talk about this. So they said a press conference about the Seth Rich murder went even worse than you'd expect. So basically what happened is that whoever threw this on looks like a dude named Jack Berkman, who I was told, again, I have no idea who this guy is or his background, but I was told by somebody who I trust to be a very shady individual, essentially held this really weird press conference where they didn't even have the witness present himself in person. They called him up, and then he went by a pseudonym, and then just, it was really weird. And it's odd because this press conference was held in collaboration with America First Media Group's Matt Couch, who has been working on this Seth Rich investigation independently for a couple years now since it happened. And I've liked his work. So I've really liked his work. So I'm just all confused. I'm like, is this legit? Is this not legit? Why are they trying to pin this on Russia and say Russian was involved? Because that quote witness that they called in right here, they called himself Luke. He was basically talking about Russia, talking about the DEA, or he essentially claimed to work for the DEA. So it was like former intel guys claiming, you know, trying to throw this QAnon conspiracy theory, quote, conspiracy theory in there. It's just really weird. None of it made sense. So a lot of people are beginning to believe that it was some psyop done just to throw some shade on Q, claim Russia was involved, be a very easy way for mainstream media like Right Wing Watch to discredit this and everything else involved. So it's just odd. It was weird, and I'm really interested to see what comes of this and kind of what, you know, sift through the information and disinformation, the truth and the lies of it. So there's that. And now QAnon, just a couple things on Q. So I found Q has their own Wikipedia page now. So I just found this, and of course, Wikipedia, not even going to bother going through it because it's all bunk, but just look, interesting. Wikipedia page with a bunch of articles sourced that are all mainstream, all BS. They even say that the conspiracy theory was initially promoted by Alex Jones and Jerome Corsi, which is wrong. I think I was probably one of the very first, if not the first person to initially promote it. Alex Jones and Corsi didn't hop on the Q bandwagon until at least December of last year. But hey, very convenient way for various organizations to report on Alex Jones and Jerome Corsi and their interest or influence on the Q thing, but not anything else. Easy way to discredit, if you see what I'm saying. But there we go. Wikipedia on Q. And of course, back to Right Wing Watch, another one of their BS bullshit articles. A lot of people rag on me for cursing, but truly, I mean, with my subject content, if my cursing is what triggers you, does the rest of what I talk about not trigger you? It's weird, okay? And no, that's just me. I express myself in such a way. But anyway, a new wave of QAnon activists emerge from the cult of MAGA. And we're not going to see this go away. I'm sure we'll see many, many more mainstream media articles come out about Q in the very near future, especially since we see this press conference, this Seth Rich press conference, even mention Q, which is very freaking weird. Of course, they were trying to call it LARP or a scam, throw it under the bus. So many places are trying to do that, quite obviously. But last thing on that Q topic, I want to link this thread by Rex down below this video. If you haven't read it, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, go check it out, because this is a fantastic thread discussing pretty much a big picture of what Team Trump is doing to drain the swamp. And it does involve Q, how Q fits into that. We'll call it a propaganda push, not in a bad way, not in a nefarious way, but it literally is a propaganda push, and Q is involved in that. Wait, did you read Q? Rex says yes, goes into a long explanation of why exactly Q is involved in all this and why Q is very real, but at the same time it's not real. But at the same time, the not real, the disinformation components of Q are all a part of the plan. You see, disinformation is necessary. So again, I'll link that down below. You can go check that thread out. And then last, 3 things I want to share with you guys here. First, breaking today, woman found dead in trash compactor of swanky New York City apartment building. And funny enough, this apartment building had Huma Abedin and her husband, disgraced Congressman Anthony Weiner, as former residents. They don't currently live there. I've seen some news media places try to clickbait this and make it seem like they still live there and this person was found dead as if Huma Abedin went and did it. But they're former residents, because Anthony Weiner is a resident of a jail cell right now, of course, and who knows where Huma Abedin is. Maybe out of country, maybe Antarctica. But nevertheless, they're former residents of this apartment complex, so it's still weird the connections to be made between all of that. Why is a woman found dead in a trash compactor outside of a very nice New York City apartment building that used to have those two as clients? Still pretty weird. Second thing, ISIS capital captured in Afghanistan, over 160 fighters killed by the U.S. Afghan troops, with 0 casualties on their end. 170 ISIS terrorist fighters killed, 0 casualties. And this offensive apparently involved 600 Green Berets and 3 Afghan commando companies. So massive mission involved there, but ISIS's main stronghold in Afghanistan was captured. So point to note right here is that the war on ISIS is drastically different than it was even 2 years ago. Even 2 or 3 years ago, because our commander-in-chief is no longer supporting ISIS. You see how that changes? when ISIS is a deep state proxy army, and we used to have deep state puppets in the presidency and in the main control of America here, well, what? We're fighting ISIS at the same time we're arming ISIS. That's why the war on ISIS never went away. ISIS was meant to be the boogeyman. Now, ISIS is no longer the boogeyman. Our commander-in-chief and the control structure, the main control structure of the American military, of course, there's still bad actors within the military and the military-industrial complex, but point being here is that the commander-in-chief is no longer arming ISIS, so it's a lot easier to go in and wipe out ISIS, right? That's why much more progress has been done against ISIS in the last year and a half than the past 10 years, 5 to 10 years, right? Makes all the sense in the world that that's why. And then very last thing I want to share with you guys, really weird, nun who worked in a home run by Mother Teresa's order charged with baby trafficking. Indian authorities arrested her on Thursday and charged a woman who worked at a missionary run by Mother Teresa's organization, charged with baby trafficking. So, little piece of news seeping out that all of these, quote, beneficial, quote, humanitarian organizations, just again, don't create the false idols in your mind with people, with organizations, with anything. Because we know the top of the religious control structure, heavily infiltrated. The Catholic Church, many churches out there, very infiltrated. They've brought out a lot of dogma onto us to control our minds with, unfortunately. The top of the political structures, many of these, quote, humanitarian organizations, the Red Cross, the White Helmets, Mother Teresa's organizations, very infiltrated as well. I would even go as far as to say as Mother Teresa herself. Of course, she's passed away, had really nothing to do with this particular baby trafficker, but I've heard a lot of things on Mother Teresa, and she wasn't necessarily all that she was cracked up to be from what I've heard and what I believe. So again, no false idol, guys, and we're going to see a lot of stuff come out over the next couple of years, just putting all of these people that we've thought were wonderful individuals really in a much different light. So there's that. And that's really all I wanted to share with you guys today. We went through some health stuff. We went through Seth, Rich, Q, a few articles there. And then, like I said, guys, this whole setup, the whole videos that I do, I want to do more of them, shorter videos, and much more topical videos as well. So it's not a little bit on a lot of different articles. It's one 5 to 10 minute video on this with deep information, and then a video on this and this and this. And yeah, that's just the way I want to do it. So again, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And there'll be another video coming out, maybe later today, maybe early tomorrow. But I'll be talking to you guys, and you'll be seeing me very soon. Thank you all. Take care.